God does nothing without you. I know it might be difficult for some of us to understand it. Tell neighbor, say, God does nothing without you. God does nothing without me. Tell yourself, say, God does nothing without me. Tell your neighbor, God does nothing without you. Genesis 1, verse 26 to 28 will confirm that. That Genesis 12, verse 2 to 3 will confirm that. That Psalm chapter 2, verse 8 will confirm that. That Isaiah 6, verse 8 will also confirm that. And that Romans 10, verse 14 to 15 will also confirm that. And that Ephesians 2, verse 8 will also confirm that God does nothing without you. And he does nothing without me. Do you see the huge responsibility? Tell another, say, this is a huge responsibility given to me. This means many things are stagnant because of you. Many things have jammed because of you. Many things are not moving because of you. Look at the responsibility. Don't waste time. Genesis 1, verse 26. You see, you are blessed already. You are blessed already. And you are praying for blessing. You are blessed already. I don't know which kind of blessing you are praying for. You have not seen the one you are born with. You are praying for others, but which is not wrong. But why are you praying for others without first exhausting the one God has given you at the beginning? That he has blessed you. When he created you, he blessed you. And said, go and multiply and become fruitful. So there are some blessings that are already with us. Let us create men in our image and likeness. Let us make a human being to be like us. This means you are like a God. Tell them, say, I'm like God, on earth. You are like God on earth. Because let us make man in our image. Let us make them to be like one of us. That's it. That's it. So, since you are like God, what are you doing on earth? Are you building or destroying? Are you loving or are you hating? For God so loved the world. Are you helping or refusing to help? Are you guiding others or are you joining them to mislead? Since you are like God here on earth, let us make men in our image and let us make them to be one of us. Are you like God? Are you doing things like God? Are you behaving like God? Loving God, faithful God, powerful God, mighty God? Are you showing that you are like? You are not God, but are you like? Because we cannot be God. We can only be like God. Are you listening to me? Tell neighbor, say, I'm not God. I can be like God. I'm made to be like God, but not to be God. When God created us, when he created a human being, he was creating a man who will be a stakeholder and a representative in his master plan. A man who will be one with him in thoughts, in words, and in action. Are you working like God, thinking like God, speaking like God? God's great plan of salvation and redemption is depending on us for its success and its prosperity. The plan of God to save mankind, to redeem people from problems, is depending on us for its success and its prosperity. Everything and all things are depending on the measure of our praying. On the measure of our doing. Everything and all things are depending on you and I. On the measure of our praying and our doing. To whom much is given, much is expected. Listen, God has no mouth, but he uses our mouth to tell others about Jesus, his birth, his life, his death, his resurrection, and his life, and the coming judgment. God is depending on us to tell men about the coming judgment. About the work of redemption, the work of salvation, which Christ has wrought for us. God has no hands, but he uses our hands to do his work. What are your hands doing? God has no leg. He uses our legs to go places. Romans 10:14. Read for us. Are you that someone? Ask your neighbor, are you that someone? Talking about Jesus. God has no leg. He uses our leg to go places. Our mouth to tell men about Jesus. Our hands to help man, to bless man. How beautiful are the feet of those who go places to talk about Jesus, not to gossip. Some of you, your legs are very ugly before God, because where your legs go, you are not talking about Jesus, you are gossiping. Your mouth is not preaching the gospel, it's gossiping. Your hands are not doing holy work, are doing evil work. Tell me, how will you enjoy life? How beautiful are the feet? Okay, let's hear those feet.
How beautiful are the feet of the messengers who bring good news.
That's all. How beautiful are the feet of the messengers who brings good news. The good news is Jesus died for us. Stop doing evil. Stop doubting and start believing. This is the good news. The suffering that you deserve fell upon him. Accept him as your Lord. By his stripes you are healed, blessed, and delivered. Follow him, you will see. These are the good news. When we go to people to discuss this, the Bible says, how beautiful are your feet. The question is that how many of us have beautiful feet? And how many of us have ugly feet? Because where we go, we are not going there for God's sake. We are free moral agents. Acts 9, verse 10 to 15. We are free moral agents. We can choose to obey God's command or not to. If a sinner must know Jesus Christ, someone has to point the way. Tell never say, if a sinner must know Jesus Christ, someone has to point the way. Are you pointing that way? In your working place, at school, in your community? Are you pointing that way? Sometimes it's not talking too much about the Bible. It's just showing by your lifestyle. Our lifestyle should preach more than anything. Then when they want to know about you, whenever you see me talk about Jesus, he's the owner of my soul. He's the owner. He's the owner. He's the owner of my soul. So now, I want to advise you, our lifestyle should preach before our mouth. Meaning, people have to start seeing that you are different. You are not like others in my class. That is how your light shines before men. They need to see that you are not like my colleagues at work. You are not like us in this street. You are not like us in this community. Then you talk about Jesus. That I am what I am because of Christ. He died for me. He suffered for me. He rose again for me. And he's still praying for me at the right hand of the Father in heaven. Don't rush to be quoting scriptures. Let your lifestyle, your behavior talk. Then, when they are curious to know why are you different from, you tell them about Jesus. That you know Christ, the Son of the living God. The only Son who died for the sins of the whole world. You now take that opportunity. But anywhere you are, you want to be like everybody. In the class, you see Willigan, you want to be like them. At work, you see this, you want to be like them. This, instead of maintaining that my goal is to be like Jesus. When people make funny, jokes that are not glorified God, you too, you laugh, hey, hey. But you say you did not talk. You laughed, you are a partaker. Why can't you draw a line that I laugh when people joke, but it depends what type of joke are they making? I talk when people talk, but it depends what they are discussing. I don't just talk anyway. Many of you talk anyway. When they talk rubbish, you just want to fit in. You want to belong. When they make jokes, you two, 20 people laugh, you are the 21st. Instead of looking at them and let your light shine, people shocked that why is he not laughing? Who is this person? They want to know. One or two will want to go to you and say, how are you? Where are you from? This is the life God wants us to live. This is the example God wants us to display. God, in that extent, appeared to Cornelius and said, there is a man called Saul of Tarsus. He is now praying in the street called Straight at the house of Judas. He has seen a man praying for him to receive his sight. Go there and pray for him. He said, sir, Lord, Ananias, this man is a crook. He's a killed Christian. The Lord said, he is my chosen instrument. Go and pray for him. This means we are free moral agents. We can choose to obey God's command or not to. God's cause suffers because of us. Not because God is lacking divine ability to do things. No. God's cause suffers because of us. If today is your last day on earth, if today you are about to meet your creator, your maker, if he asks you, how many people have you told them about me? Will you count? Will you be boldly stand up and say yes? Everywhere I go, I spoke about you. If today you meet your maker, you die, and you meet your maker, and he asks you, how many people have you told them about me? Through your lifestyle, through your words. Many of us here, we will be shameful. God's cause suffers because of us, not because God is lacking great ability. God will not be moved until we move him by our prayers and good works. Acts 10 verse 4, 1 Kings 3 verse 8. Tell neighbor, say, God will never move. I can't hear you. God will never move until I move him by my prayers and good works. Solomon went to Gibeon to do good works and pray. And God that night appeared to him. God cannot move without your prayers and good works. You pray, but there's no good works. Works of righteousness and charity should go together. You don't do good. That's why you see many of you, you are deceived on social media, on TV. People say billionaire, donating. They are giving change. They are not donating. They are not prayerful, those people. Many of them. I'm not saying all of them. God is moved by good works and prayer. Prayer and good works go together. You don't do good. You are donating, you appear on social media, you appear on TV, you are donating 50 billion days. If you are not praying, those things you are giving to yourself. You are not giving to God. You must read your Bible. Goddess does not even appear to them. Angels don't appear to them because it's only good works without righteousness. Good works without prayer. It's not everybody you see is donating clothes, is donating money. Whatever they do is accepted. No. You need to be very careful. You need to look deep enough. Your prayers and your gifts to the poor. How far no sa rapele, o rapele fan. That makes an acceptable offering. Praying and giving. You don't only give, or you only pray, you don't give. They must go together. I can't be standing here giving, I'm not praying, or I'm only praying, I don't give. God will not accept such because it's self-glorification. It's for you to be famous and popular on earth. To be famous and popular in heaven, righteousness makes us popular in heaven. When you talk, heaven hears. When you are popular on earth, when you talk, the world hears, and the world does not know God. It neither sees him, and it neither accepts him. So which popularity are you looking for? Earthly popularity or heavenly popularity? God does not need majority to fight his battle. You and God are a majority. Tell him, I say, God does not need majority to fight his battle. Me and God, we are majority.